Hey guys, what's up? So I'm looking at the current situation as a university student myself about what's happening to the potential future as a result of the coronavirus. I want to give you my thoughts in regards to whether there's going to be more online learning, when we're probably possibly going to go back. Just to give you a little bit of background, for me, I'm just completing my second year, so it's not really going to be my issue. I'll be in placement year, so it's not gonna affect me from that point of view. I'm going into hospitality, so it for placement they've actually reduced our requirements. In the past, the university has required us to do 30 weeks, and each week has to do you have to average 30 hours per week. They've scaled that back now to because they still want to have a placement within the we are required to get our placements by confirmed by February, and we're also required to have a we're supposed to be doing about 20 to 25 hours for at least 15 weeks. Trying to get more than that if possible, but given the situation, that's just how flexible they're going to be. For the universities, they're going to make up their own decisions. At the moment, Bournemouth University hasn't made a decision. I think they've just said that they're potentially looking at online learning at the moment, and they'll give further updates closer to the time. Obviously, this is news about Cambridge University. All lectures are to be online only until the summer of 2021. So that means basically the whole year is going to be online. It says here there will be no face-to-face lectures at the University of Cambridge over the course of the next academic year due to coronavirus. It has been announced. However, lectures will be available to students online, and it may be possible to host smaller teaching groups in person if they meet social distancing requirements, the university has said. University campuses have been closed this term by the COVID-19 outbreak. Cambridge will review the decision if advice on social distancing changes. A statement from it read, "The university is constantly adapting to changing advice as it emerges during this pandemic. Given that it is likely that social distancing will continue to be required, the university has decided there will be no face-to-face lectures during their next academic year. Lectures will continue to be made available online, and it may be possible to host smaller teaching groups in person as long as this conforms to social distancing requirements. This decision has been taken now to facilitate planning, but as ever will be reviewed should there be changes to official advice on coronavirus. All teaching at the university was moved online in March, while exams are being carried out virtually. It follows a similar move by the University of Manchester, which said its lectures would be online only for the next term. Earlier this week, the university watchdog has said students applying for university places in England must be told with absolute clarity how courses will be taught before they make choices for the autumn. Universities can charge full fees even if courses are taught online, but Nicola Dandridge of the Office for Students warned against misleading promises about a campus experience if courses are taught online. So my thing about this is the Cambridge University is the highest, it's the most prestigious university in the country and one of them in the world. It's highly respected alongside with Oxford, and therefore, in order to, if they're going to be doing this for the whole year, a lot of the other universities are going to be on the back foot to be pressurised to do the same. I know it says in the article as well that Manchester is only looking at the first term, and that that's their decision. But I think a lot of them are going to be pressurised into just online learning for the whole year as a means of just getting through everything and not having to kind of reorganise the university. Whenever the universities are off during the summer, lots of work tends to be done to the grounds to accommodate for the next year's students, including more accommodation, larger library spaces, just things like that are introduced. However, obviously with the whole social distancing thing, it's not likely to happen. With my university, there's actually two universities in Bournemouth that are next to each other. So chances are, probably for the first term at least, they're going to be not on campus. Again, I'm very lucky. Being on placement means that I could just kind of not have to deal with that so much. The issue I have is getting my placement in the first place. That's just what it is. I would recommend for anyone who is currently looking at university, I would just defer for the year. The whole thing about distancing is it will have an impact on your grades. Some people will interact better with face-to-face learning and can kind of understand things a lot better, versus if you're in a situation where it's only online. Are you going to get the full value? Are you going to get those grades that you think that you deserve, that you are working towards? Or is it likely that you're going to end up suffering as a result? Again, I think it's not so much of a situation for the second years if you're going to placement for third year. It will be for the those going into from first to second year, and for those going into final years, because this is where the degree counts. I can't say it hasn't fully affected me, because we have been closed from the 20th of March. That's when Bournemouth closed. It's actually about a full week after Portsmouth had closed, and some of the other universities had closed about that kind of time as well. And it has had an impact on some people. Because obviously no face-to-face means you can't convey kind of questions as easily. It's more difficult to do that, and this will impact on your grades. What do you think of this situation? Are you someone who's going to university? Are you looking at maybe deferring for the year? Like I said, I would recommend deferring. It's just too big of a risk at the moment. I would say, well, for me, I'm from the UK and just stayed with a UK university. I found it to be a lot easier, less stressful, less of a problem. For all the foreign national students, they're currently some of them are suffering at the moment because they might not have had the time to actually travel back to their homes. A number of them are Chinese as well, so actually I'm concerned from the point of view that they could be catching this stuff. Or spreading it, which is, again, from my point of view, I'm more scared for myself. I don't want the selfishness of others to affect me and my health. Leave your comments down below, like the video or dislike whatever you want. In this one, again, it's not one I'm not that fussed with. It's just kind of identifying what your opinions are, and make sure to subscribe.